Hello, everybody. I hope I'm audible. Manish, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So my name is Amandeep. I'm leading academics here at TutorEye, which is a leading tutoring solution across US, Canada, and Middle East. With us joining today is Dr. Kathryn Murray, who is a stalwart when we talk about early childhood education. And Kathryn does a lot of light workshops and presentations around designing classroom spaces based on child and brain development, as well as playful engagement, and also engages with university students on various online fundamental and pedagogical topics. Also with me is Manish, our in-house math expert. Manish regularly engages in helping students across the board with problems and explains them about fundamentals and any challenges. Today, he will help us understand about algebra. More on that later. So I would really want to kick off the session with my first question to Dr. Kathryn. Dr. Kathryn, I hope I'm audible and visible to
Yes.
you.
Yes, you are. Can you see me though? I can only see my photo up.
Kathryn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So, Dr. Kathryn, how do you see tutoring education in general post-pandemic? Is it going to stay online, or we have to adapt into hybrid models? What's your say on that?
Well, I think it's really going to come down to the needs of the individual and what they're going to need and where they are, where they're situated, because I think online tutoring and online teaching even is going to be really important to stay online, because there are still remote and rural students, as well as those students that are going to be in lockdown. Where possible, I think it's really great to have the face-to-face communication and contact, but that's not always going to be possible. So with TutorEye, I think it's a really great option that you have the online availability, so that people can get really quick help when they need it, and stay online. But I think in normal times, it's going to be a bit of a mixture. You know, as we move back into classroom situations, it's going to be a bit of a mixture. And I think an outside supporting agency is going to be something that's quite valuable.
Very true. That's an interesting thought, Kathryn. For all our viewers who are joining us, a recorded version of this webinar will be available if you are a registered user. Kathryn, we would like to hear more on your take on especially our pain area in terms of instructional strategies. How much varies from school to colleges, and what should our tutors adjust in this continuous audience shift?
Well, again, I think there's the traditional way that we teach, where the teacher teaches and the student just takes in the information, which has been proven through research to not be the most effective way to teach children. So there's a blended format where there's a little bit of online, there's a little bit of face-to-face, and we sort of blend that, and that's sort of almost like a hybrid. Or there's a flipped classroom where the students are given the information first to digest in their own time, and then they come to a teacher or a tutor, and they have some interactive sessions with that person, so that they can apply what they've learned in the theoretical session. So it's flipping the classroom. So in normal times, you would give the child the information, give it all, and maybe do the activities alongside that. But in this flipped classroom way, we're looking at giving them the information, then having the interactive work. And that's where TutorEye fits in, I think, because you can, the student can get the work at school or from their teacher,
Right.
and then be supported by a TutorEye with a tutor in that way.
Right. Again, a great insight. It's always a great insight to listen to you, Kathryn. I would also like to share that we'll be open for any question answers once Manish has completed a session on algebra. So everybody, please stay tuned for one more question from Kathryn, and that is so Dr. Kathryn, can the student fraternity stay oblivious to all the changes happening around the education world? What would be your advice to parents in learning wishing to clear their doubts and also learn if they are stuck in any topic? Is there any practical solutions for kids out there?
I missed some of that question, Amanda, but what I think you said was, what are the options for parents? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, really, I think having some sort of outside agency that parents can rely on and draw in when they need help with their children or the children need help is a really important thing. And it can actually be a bit of a game changer, I think, for some families. You know, I've had 4 children and they were all small at the same time. So I was one of those working mothers that was trying to juggle homework and supporting my children. And it caused a lot of family stress, and you know, the children were really turned off doing homework and really turned off doing outside work. So I think if I would have had an outside person to support me and to support the children, it would have relieved a lot of that family stress. It certainly would have relieved my stress. And it would also have given the children the opportunity to feel more empowered, as well as more supported, I think, and builds their self-esteem a lot more because they feel confident in the work that they're learning. So when they go to school or go back to their homeschooling with their parents, they have a bit more of an opportunity.
So everybody please stay tuned. I think there's a concern in Kathryn's network. She's just rejoining us.
Oh. Amanda, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I'm not able to turn on my video. Okay. So sorry about that, and sorry to everyone who's listening, because I even put makeup on this morning and everything. So
Kathryn, you can try doing that once again. I think we have enabled that option right now.
Yeah, but I have to leave the whole thing and come back in again to turn that on. I think. No, you don't. Let me try.
There's a video option out there at the bottom.
Yeah, it won't let me turn it on. Sure. It's saying I can't start the video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, I think it's very unfortunate for us. So probably we'll continue with this. Just give us a moment.
Sure.
Okay, so Kathryn, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so thank you so much for that insight, Kathryn. We do appreciate, and everybody who has joined us, we would have more such sessions with Kathryn's video on. I promise you that. Manish, I would like you to start your presentation, and everybody please stay tuned and keep posting your question in the chat box. We will try to pick them up and ask Manish to answer them. Over to you, Manish.
Thank you, sir. Just confirm whether I'm audible. I'm audible yes, clearly. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to TutorEye. Before we start the session, let me briefly introduce myself. I am Manish Kumar. I have done my BTech in Mechanical Engineering. I too have teaching experience of more than 2 years, and I also carry expertise in the field of mathematics and physics. In this session today, I'm going to cover the topic linear equation in 2 variables in algebra. So let's move ahead with the session. So let me share my screen so that my presentation is visible. Give me a moment. Sure. Okay. So let's move ahead with the session. So before initiating the session, let me briefly just go through the agenda of today. So what we are going to learn and what we are going to go through the session in the topic of algebra. So basically this session is divided into two parts. The first will be the introduction to algebra, where we will briefly introduce to the concepts of algebra and the basic quantities and the basic values which are being used to solve the algebraic problem. And the next part will be a combination of two problems, very basic problems, where we will understand the linear equation in two variables, thus the other methods, and how to solve the word problems, which are very much practically can be solved, mathematically can be solved, other real problems. So let's initiate with the session. So basically, what algebra is. So by definition, if we go through the algebras, it is basically the representation of problems with the help of variables, symbols, and mathematical operators. So what it says is that any problem in this world, let's take it any problem, it can be solved mathematically, or it can be interpreted, modeled mathematically with the help of algebra. So before getting into depth of the definition, let's take a small example. Let's see this 2x plus 3 equals to 3, sorry. So basically this is the basic algebraic expression. So let's say this is an expression, right? This is an expression and other is the equation. So before moving ahead, let me know, you can just raise your hand in the reaction box. Anybody who can just tell me the basic difference between the expression and equation. I would highly appreciate that. Anybody, just raise the hand in the reaction box. I'll just come to you. Anybody? Great. So I see. Great. So I see Mandeep sir has raised the hand. So just could you just let me know what is the basic difference between expression and equation? Okay. Okay, Lijo, can you try? Just give me a basic difference between expression and equation. No, you're not audible. No, sorry, you're not audible. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, just you can respond on the chat box. I'll get you through. Okay. I given you access to talk. You can start now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I'll just try to explain this. See, an expression is a number, a variable, or a combination of numbers and variables and operational symbols, wherein an equation is made up of two expressions connected by an equal sign.
That's fantastic, Lizo. That's very perfectly. You have explained the interesting detail and the difference between expression and equation. So what basically an expression is, how Lizo has said, this is 2x plus 3 equals to 3. So basic difference between an expression and equation would be this operator symbol. This operator symbol that is known as assignment symbol. So what an algebraic expression says is that these are the combination of words, symbol, others. this will be 2x plus 3 is an algebraic expression part. This an algebraic expression part. And this on the other side, as we can see, right side is equal to 3. This whole combines to be known as an algebraic equation. So any combination of two algebraic expressions. So this can be the first algebraic expression and this will be the other algebraic expression. So any combination of two algebraic expression will always turn out to give you an algebraic equation. So I hope this is very much clear with this definition itself. So moving ahead, what an algebra is. So basically what algebra says is that it's representation of problems with the help of variables, symbols, and mathematical operators. So let's move ahead and just see what an algebraic expression looks like. So basically an algebraic expression consists of 4 parts, in which the first expression comes variables. So just please, anyone who can just tell me a literal meaning of variable in math. It does not need to be a mathematical implications, but it's still a literal meaning in English term. What do you mean by variables? Anybody who can just raise that. Anybody? Anybody who can just. Great. Variables like x, y, z in an equation, something that changes. Great, Dr. Kathryn. That's great. Variables like x, y, z is an equation. That's fine. So I highly appreciate that variables, as we can see, the answers which are coming is something which is dynamic that interpret that it can change the values. So basically what variable is a kind of anything which is x, y, z, p, q. It can take any symbols. It can take this symbol. It can take this symbol, any symbol which has a dynamic value. This x can take 1, 2, 3, 4. So any sort of symbols which can take dynamic values and any sort of different values is known as variables. So I think this must be pretty much clear. So the next term is operators. So I must be very much confident that all are aware with the basic operators in mathematics. Just someone can raise and just tell me 4 basic mathematical operators. Anybody? The 4 basic mathematical operators. What are the very basic 4 mathematical operators? It's very simple. We use oftenly in algebraic equations, expressions, and so many things as we can see. Okay, not an issue. I'll just go through this and I'll just explain you what an algebraic operators are. So basically, just go through this example. This is 3x plus 4 equals to 28, right? So this what says is that this, as we can see, positive sign. This positive sign is known as an addition operator. This is an addition operator, right? This is an addition operator. So there are basically 4 basic operators which we can understand in mathematics. That is addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. So basically, these operators helps in combining algebraic equation. So this, as we can see, 3x plus 4 has been combined by this operator, that is addition. And this is equal to 28. So basically the operator does the job of combining the expression. So first, the variable, what it does, it's an unknown variables, unknown parameters which needs to be found. And next is an operator which combines the algebraic expression. And then comes constants. Constants, very much by the literal meaning, it's very much understood, self-understood that constants are somewhat which does not change the value, right? So here that's 28, 4, this never changes its value throughout the expression. 28 will always remain 28 and 4 will always remain 4. So an algebraic expression consists of variables, operators, constants, and the final part that comes coefficient. As we can see in this example, this coefficient, this is the coefficient, right? Okay, I just see. Okay, I see Anthony, you have some you have some queries regarding this. Just could you just explain me on which part, Anthony? Anthony, I've given you the access. Just could you just explain? Just could you tell me what from where are you having the doubt or any queries? No. I think Anthony has left the chat. No issue, no issue. Anybody who has any doubt, you can ask on the chat box. Great, great. Okay, fine. Great. So the constants are 28, 4, whatever the constants which does not change its parameter will always known as a constant. And the coefficient, as we can see, this 3x is divided in two parts. First is 3 and other is x, right? So this x, as we basically understood from our previous conversation, this x is known as variable, right? And the numeric part of this x will known as coefficient. This will be known as coefficient. So coefficient is basically the numeric part of any expression. It can be anything like 4x plus 5 equals to 0. Let's see. So 4 will be the coefficient of this expression, 4x plus 5. Great. So basically, let's summarize that an algebraic expression consists of variables, operators, constant, and coefficient. So as we move forward, as we have understood what basically an algebraic expression is and it's all about, let's have more clear understanding about algebraic expression by solving very basic questions and understand what linear equation in two variable looks like. Great. So let's move ahead with this solving a one question. So equation with two variables. That means then there will be an equation which comprises of x and y or any other two variables which can be named like, let's tell y and z. So in this question, there are two equations, x minus y equals to 1 and 4x plus y equals to 19. So what basically the question says is to find the value of x and y. So just understanding what this expression says, that let's rewrite this: x minus y equals to 1 and 4x plus y equals to 19. So what it says is that find the value of x and y. So let's see how we can solve this expression. So let's the first expression says that x minus y equals to 1 and the second expression says that 4x plus y equals to 19. So can anybody raise the hand and just tell me what could be the easiest method to solve this expression? What could be the easiest method? Can we add this equation or can we subtract this equation so that we can fetch a result in one variable? Anybody? This is very much clear from this, from the topic itself, that x minus y equals to 1, 4x plus y equals to 19. Something can be done. It can be added or it can be subtracted. It can be multiplied, these two equations, where we will eliminate one variable. Anybody can respond on the chat. What can be done? Either it can be added, subtracted. It's very much visible from this that the minus y and y, it can be done something. Any operation can be done on this part, y and minus y. Great. No, not an issue. So basically what we will do is that minus y, as we can see, this minus y and plus y, once it is getting added, this will get cancelled, right? And our expression will turn out to be in the one variable, 5x plus 0y equals to 20, and that fetch you the result 5x equals to 20. So what happened over here is that this method of solving the linear equation in two variable is known as the elimination method. Basically, there are plenty of other fun ways to solve these expression, and that you can connect with me on TutorEye platform. I would be loving to solve you tell you the other expression and other methods to solve this linear equation. But the very basic and the simplest method to solve this linear equation in two variable would be the elimination method, where we are eliminating the variable y, right? So we are eliminating the variable y. So this y and this y gets cancelled, and that fetch you the result of 5x plus 0 y equals to 20, and that will give you a result 5x equals to 20, and that will fetch you the result x equals to 20 upon 5, right? and that will give you a result x equals to 4. So basically, this will give you a result of x equals to 4. That's what we got. So once we have the in hand value of x equals to 4, what basically can be done? Can anybody just tell me what basically it can be done to get the value of y? Anybody who can just answer me once we have found the value of x. So anybody who can say that how can we back substitute the value and find the value of y? Can it be done? Subtract. Okay, subtract. But Anthony, why does it seem that subtract could fetch you the value? Because once we subtract this will fetch you x minus y plus minus of y. That will fetch you the result of minus 2y. So there is no point in subtracting anyway. But once you subtract that value, we will still remain the equation in two variables. We won't be able to get you the expression in one variable. So as I can explain you with this, that what are you telling about that is x minus y equals to 1 and 4x plus y equals to 19. So once we subtract this, which will fetch you result minus 3x minus of 2y equals to minus of 18. So that means the y value is not eliminated itself. So subtraction, I think, won't be able to fetch you the result, and it will become much more clumsy and ambiguous to find the expression. So subtract won't help you over here, and that will be the addition, because addition will make this y and this y to be cancelled. I hope, Anthony, it's clear to you. I hope, Anthony, it's clear to you. Just respond so that I can move ahead. Anthony, is that clear for you? So that y can't be subtract. Okay. Okay, not an issue. So what basically we can do to find the value of y is we will back substitute the value of x in either of the two expression. Either we can substitute the value of x equals to 4 in this expression, or in this expression. So let's see what we are going to do basically. So we are going to substitute the value of x equals to 4 in the putting value of x in equation 1. So we are going to find the value. We are going to put the value of x equals to 4 in equation 1. That will fetch you the result. 4 minus y equals to 1. That will give you minus y equals to 1 minus 4 minus y equals to minus 3. And that dividing both the sides with minus 1 will fetch you the result y equals to 3. So that's the method of substitution. That's the method how we back substitute the method of finding one variable and other in the other equation. So I hope this is very much clear with everyone. Anybody who has any issue with any steps in that can just raise the hand or just mention on the chat box so that I can just clear it by here itself. Anybody? So I'll just summarize how I fetch you the result. X minus y equals to 1. That means from the very previous equation, we have found x equals to 4. So we will basically substitute this value. 4 minus y equals to 1, right? So that will give you minus y, taking the 4 on other side, equals to 1 minus 4, minus y equals to minus 3. So dividing both the side with minus 1, that will give you y equals to 3. Right. So I think this is very much clear with you, as I see nobody's having any issue with the steps. So let's move forward with the final question of the session. So that we can have much grasp and understanding on the linear equation in two variable. Let's have a word problem. So in this word problem, it says that there is a zoo. That has a few numbers of penguins and polar bears. So there are two creatures, penguins and polar bear. The total number of heads of both is 60 and total number of feet is 160. So how many polar bears are there in the zoo? So basically there are three parts in this question. The first part says that there are penguins and polar bears. Right? So it says that there are two creatures, penguins and polar bears. The total number of heads of both is 60. Okay, so let's assume this penguin to be X and polar bears to be Y, right? And that two adds to be 60 and total number of their feet is 160. How many polar bears are there in the zoo? So let's see how we can solve this question. So what we will assume there first is that let the number of penguins be x. Let the number of penguins be x, as I've said in the previous slide, and we will consider the number of polar bear to be y. So it can be any arbitrary variable. You can take p, you can take q, it can be anything. Like variable doesn't matter because it's just a symbol to represent any arbitrary value. So basically, let the number of penguins we have taken considered over here is x, and the number of polar bear will be y. So what we will do, the number of feet of penguin will be 2x. So what it says is that, as we can see from the picture, the penguin has 2 feet. Great. So one penguin has 2 feet. Then x penguin will be 2 into 1, 2 into x. So that's why the polar bear has 4 feet. So the number of polar bear is y. So basically, the number of feet of all the polar bear will be 4 into y. So basically, one penguin, this is x penguin. So every penguin has 2 feet that will be multiplied by 2. That will fetch you the result 2x. And number of feet of polar bear. So the polar bear number is y, and we have just multiplied with 4 because it has 4 feet. So that will be 4y. So what question says? The question says that number of feet, the summation of the feet are 2x plus 4y equals to 160. So that's what we are going to get the expression even after solving this. Let's see. So this says that the number of feet of polar bear equals to 4y. So according to the question, the total number of creature is x plus y equals to 60. So that means the total number of penguin plus polar bear is 60. And total number of feet, 2x plus 4y, 2x plus 4y, as I have just derived this expression over here, just you can see on the right side, 2x plus 4y equals to 160. So I feel this is pretty much clear, this expression. Just raise or comment on the chat box if anybody has the issue in deriving this 2 expression, x plus y equals to 60, 2x plus 4y equals to 160. Anybody? Anybody? I think so this equation is pretty much clear. Okay, no problem. So I feel this expression is pretty much clear. So let's proceed ahead. So what it says is that the first expression, x plus y equals to 60 and 2x plus 4y equals to 160. So this we will again solve by the elimination method, where we will be eliminating one variable. Let's assume we are going to eliminate y or x. Let's see further what we are going to do. So this expression, let's rewrite over here, x plus y equals to 60, 2x plus 4y, 2x plus 4y equals to 160, right? Okay, x equals to 80 minus 2y. That's great, Kathryn. I think you have just yeah, obviously that's fantastic. Let's see whether your answers are right or not. Let's see, we will explore that in the further steps. So what we do is that here we will eliminate one variable. Let's say we are going to eliminate y, so that we need to make the coefficient of y of equation 1 and equation 2 to be same. So what we will do, basically we will multiply the first equation with minus 4y, so that minus 4y of first expression and the plus 4y of the next expression will get cancelled. This and this will get cancelled. So let's explore in the next step. So what we will do, basically combining the equation 1 and 2, we get the value of x and y. So what we are going to get in the next expression will be as such: minus 4x minus 4y equals to minus 240, 2x plus 4y equals to 160. So what we will do, we will just add this. We will just add this expression. We are just going to add this expression. Okay. So as I see, this 4y gets cancelled. So minus 2x plus 0y equals to minus 80. So that will fetch you minus 2x equals to minus 80. So that's great. That was the answer for Kathryn, this 80 minus 2x. That's fantastic, Kathryn. This is very much great from your side that you understood this very much fast forward equation, because you have just assumed, you have just predicted the final expression of this question. That I really appreciate of that. So minus 2x equals to minus 80. What we will do is that divide both the side by minus 2. Divide both the side by minus 2. That will fetch you the result x equals to 40. Right? So that means the number of penguin is 40, because the penguin we have assumed to be x. The penguin was x. So x equals to 40. So how we can solve the value of polar bear, because polar bear was assumed to be y. Okay, so how we can solve? So as we did in the previous equation, we will back substitute the value. We will back substitute the value of x in other equation. So as we can see on the right side of the slide, substituting the value of x in equation 1. So x plus y equals to 60. That the value of x, this value of x will be back substituted equals to 40. That will fetch you result x plus y equals to 60. That means x, putting the value of x as 40, we will give 40 plus y equals to 60, and that will fetch you the result y equals to 60 minus 40. That means 20. So we have concluded to that x equals to 640 and y equals to 20. Right? So our answers, which required the number of polar bears in the zoo, that is equals to y, that will be equals to 20. I hope this answer which I concluded by following these steps are very much clear, and anybody who has this who have any doubt in these steps can just raise that and mention on the chat box, so that I can just clear it by here now. Any steps you have doubt in that, I can very much clear by here itself, because the expression was quite clumsy, but still I try to simplify with the very best possible way. That is, anybody? Okay, perfect. I feel that it's clear with from my side. So this was all about the topic for today. So let me know if you have any questions regarding this topic or anything relatable to that. I will be more than happy to assist you in this. Anybody who has any doubts regarding any of the steps which I've solved, including the 2 questions and the basic concepts or the definition or the clarity on any of the terminologies regarding this, any of that, I'll take one final round of questions, so that I can help you in best possible way to solve. I can simplify more. Anybody who have this? Anybody? I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, perfect. Not an issue. Perfect. So, okay, I see that there is one more chat. Okay. No, so okay, that's great. Thank you for your appreciation, Kathleen. I hope this you got the crux of all the algebra part and the basic concept, and I was able to make you simplified with the concepts of linear equation in 2 variables. So thank you for your patience. And if you need to learn in any other topic or including algebra or any other relatable mathematics topic, you can connect with me on TutorEye platform, or you can also schedule a lesson with me, and I will be more than happy to assist you in best possible way. So it was nice working with you. Thank you. And I forward you to Amandeep sir. Thank you.
So welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much, Manish, for an interesting session on algebra. Even I was puzzled looking at so many equations, and I'm sure viewers who have joined us today must have gained some insight on algebra. And it goes without saying, if you have any concerns, anybody has any concerns, please hop on to tutoreye.com, and we promise to assign a tutor within the first 30 minutes. 3 minutes of you joining the platform, and help you with any doubts or any clarification that may be required. Thank you, Manish, again. Dr. Kathryn, I hope you're there.
Yes, I'm still here.
You're still here.
Yes.
Just
And I
give me a
enjoyed
second.
revisiting algebra. Thank you, Manish.
Great. Kathryn, you can try switching on the video once again. Let's give it a final shot.
Yes, it works. Hooray.
Yay, there you are. Finally. Hold on. So awesome. So Kathryn, help us, with this. If a students are facing some challenges, and in that moment of frustration, they have a companion, and which can help them with any doubts, with any topics in the very first 3 minutes. What is your take on that?
I think as I started to talk about before, Amandip, that having someone that's there sort of in the moment almost really helps to empower students and adds to that confidence, because there's somebody there that can support them. As a parent long ago with small children, as I was saying, sometimes the schooling gets beyond the parent. So
Correct.
what's being taught at school isn't what the parent knows anymore.
Right.
So to have a tutor that is really skilled in that is available within 3 minutes, that's pretty amazing, I think, and adds a lot of confidence and that self-esteem to the student, because they don't feel like they don't have that brain fog. And something I do want to just mention is about that brain and brain development. And when you have somebody that is like a coach that can show you something straight away, it helps to calm the brain, because all of a sudden the child knows that they're safe, and they start to feel a little bit more comfortable about what they're doing. And once those levels of the brain are sort of addressed, then children can think, because they're using this top part of the brain. So it's about creating a calm brain, because a calm brain is a thinking brain, and having a tutor by your side to be able to calm you and build that relationship and calm you, and then be able to teach you and support you, I think is a really valuable thing. And I just want to use the analogy of when we learned how to drive. When we learned how to drive, we didn't just get into a car and have a go. We had a coach that was next to us. It might have been our parent for a while, and then to teach us the nuances so that we'd actually pass the driving test, we'd go and get a driving instructor to teach us those finer points of driving. It's sort of the same thing, I think.
Correct. It's a great analogy of driving. So we use that again for assessments also, because you cannot keep on just looking ahead of you. You have to keep on checking the rear view mirrors. So assessing your work, understanding what is going by, what is at the back, what is at the front, is also very important while you're also learning. So Kathryn, I'm really curious to also understand who's your go-to educational scientists when it comes to child psychology, when it comes to just general learning. Is it John Dewey, or do you follow Vygotsky, or you have your own set of learning outcomes, or your own set of research that you want to talk about?
Well, I do. I have a bit of a blend of a lot of different theorists, and I've developed my own theory. But it is a blend of the greats, like you said, John Dewey, Lev Vygotsky, Piaget, Montessori. There's a range of great theorists that I've pulled together in my own experience and in my own teaching practice, and what I do now, supporting educators in their classrooms. It's a bit of a blend. I guess it's called it's the Dr. Kathryn blend. I don't know. But
I think we should listen to that more in our upcoming webinars. And I think it will be an empowering session for all of us to be able to listen to what you have to offer in terms of your experience with schools and your engagement with students. So thank you so much, Dr. Kathryn, and Manish, our in-house tutor and mentor. And for all the parents and students who have joined us today, we are going to have our next webinar hopefully by 1st of September. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Kathryn. Take care.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.